Maybe you're tired of forgetting where your keys are, forgetting names and dates, or tired of memorizing your lesson before your test tomorrow. If you have any of these problems, today I'm going to give you some mental techniques and tricks that will transform your ability to remember and take your memory skills to the highest level from the book Unlimited Memory by Kevin Horsley. So if you're interested, subscribe to the channel now and let's get started. Imagine that one day you were very sick and decided to visit the doctor. As soon as you went to the doctor and asked him how he could treat your problem, he replied, "Honestly, I don't remember exactly. We covered this topic in university, but I honestly don't remember the medication you might need." "Well, actually, I don't really remember well. Let me check and ask my colleagues, and then I'll get back to you." Let me ask you this. Would you trust a doctor who can't remember the information he learned in university or his specialty? For you, the answer to this question might be very clear. No one would trust someone who can't recall even the simplest details that are part of their daily life or their job. A lot of people think they have a memory problem, forgetting names, numbers, specific information in a lesson, or certain dates. However, author Kevin Horsley believes that the problem for most people isn't just memory loss, but a set of issues you can work on and solve to strengthen your memory. Kevin Horsley managed to reach a stage where he has an ironclad memory, achieving grandmaster status or the highest level of being able to recall information, and he set world records.
Good afternoon. Do you all agree with me you chose these numbers? And it's a totally random number. If you give me 20 seconds of complete silence, I'll recite this from memory to you. Would you like to see that? Just 20 seconds of silence, please. Okay, if I make a mistake, please stop me, but don't correct me. 813-017-574-629 54681 185 464.
In this book, he tries to share some practical steps, some methods that help you improve your memory. In this episode, we will focus on 4 main points, 4 things that help you enhance your memory. The first is focus, the second is creativity, the third is organization, and the fourth and final one is the idea of review. One of the most important elements of productivity is focus. Maintaining focus not only helps you be productive, but also strengthens your memory. The author cites studies showing that when you try to focus on multiple things at once, you reduce your concentration by at least 50%. He also refers to studies indicating that talking on the phone while driving can delay your reaction time by half a second, which at 100 kilometers per hour means you need an additional 15 meters to stop completely a distance that could be fatal in a car accident. Therefore, the author emphasizes the critical importance of focus and advises against multitasking. He also introduces the PIC rule, which stands for purpose, interest, curiosity. Setting a specific goal, like getting a promotion or learning a new field like programming, gives you a drive to focus better and improve your memory. To enhance engagement and curiosity, ask yourself questions about why you're interested in the material and what you hope to achieve. This will help you better understand and retain the information. Kevin Horsley says that one of the most important things you can do to strengthen your memory is to use your creativity to transform dull information into something memorable. Have you ever asked yourself why you might remember a particular piece of information from a video while forgetting it if you read it in a book? The simple answer is that when you watch a video, you engage more senses, which enhances your ability to remember what you're viewing. Therefore, the author recommends using 2 methods, the C method and the 4C method. The first method, known as the C method, involves 3 letters, each representing a specific concept. The first letter, S, stands for sense. You should increase the senses you use to better understand and remember the information. For example, instead of just reading a book, try reading aloud and listening to yourself. This engages more of your senses and helps you understand and remember the information better. The second letter, E, stands for exaggerate. For example, if you want to remember the author's name, Kevin Horsley, you can use creative techniques to make it more memorable. You might break down the name Horsley into horse and imagine that this horse is so large that it could be a whole building with huge wings. Using exaggerated descriptions helps make what might otherwise be boring or monotonous more memorable and easier to recall. The third letter E stands for energize. Put energy into the information you want to remember. For instance, if you imagine the winged horse running very fast or flying over a city, you add a dynamic element to the memory, making it easier to recall. The second creative method you can use to remember information better is the 4C method. This method stands for 4 words: concentrate, create imagery, connect concepts, and continuous use. For example, if you want to remember specific sentences you've learned from a new language, you start with the first step, concentrate. Focus on the sentences by reading them once, twice, or even 3 times. After applying this step, move on to the second step, create imagery. Try to turn the information you're trying to understand into images that you can remember. This method is similar to the C method we discussed earlier, which helps you use visuals to better understand and recall concepts. The third step is connect concepts. Link new information to things you already know and store in your memory. For instance, if you're learning a new language like Spanish and want to remember certain words, try to connect the new words to things you already know in your native language. You can do this by associating new words with familiar concepts, sounds, or similar words. This method requires practice but can significantly improve your ability to retain information. The fourth and final step is continuous use. The goal here is to use the new information regularly to transfer it from short-term to long-term memory. For instance, when learning a new language, try to use it by speaking with others, writing in the language, and avoiding long breaks without practice. This helps ensure that you remember what you've learned and don't forget it. The next step might seem strange to you, but it is used to organize your thoughts. This step requires some effort and is called organization. You use this method when you have something complex and try to break it down into parts. You organize it and arrange it in a way in your mind so that you can remember it. For example, if you want to remember a number like 1034, you might break it down into a simple equation. 1 plus 0 plus 3 equals 4. Or if you need to remember a person's phone number, you can divide and arrange the numbers into different groups that are easier for you to remember. By organizing and linking the numbers in a way that makes sense to you, you can remember the entire number more effectively. The idea here is that if you want to remember specific numbers or names, try to break them down and arrange them in a way that fits your imagination. This method helps you remember the information in the long term. If you're studying a subject with a significant amount of information and attend a lecture on that subject, you will forget approximately 50% of what was discussed if more than 24 hours have passed. If you have studied an entire field and have mostly forgotten what you learned, you likely won't be able to apply that knowledge effectively in a practical setting. That's why Kevin Horsley emphasizes the importance of review. You should review the information you've learned or the things you want to remember. Review it after 1 day, then after 3 days, again after 7 days, and then after a month. Each time, try to revisit the information as much as possible, focusing on what you find important and what you really want to remember. This step might seem simple, but it is crucial. It reinforces the information in your mind and helps transfer it from short-term to long-term memory. If you want to strengthen your memory, focus on 4 important points. 1. Increase attention. This basically involves avoiding multitasking to enhance your focus. And don't forget the PIC rule that will help you enhance your continuity and increase your focus and thus improve your memory. 2. Enhance creativity. Focus on enhancing your creativity to facilitate remembering information by using the C method or 4C method. 3. Organize your thoughts. Arrange your thoughts so that you can understand and remember complex ideas effectively in the long term, such as the example I used earlier regarding the phone number. 4. Review. Regularly review the information you consider important, once, twice, 3 times at different intervals, to help store it in your long-term memory. I hope this episode was useful and enjoyable. If you liked it, Don't forget to like and share this video to reach more people. Also, if you want to see upcoming videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you can watch them as soon as they are released. See you in the next video, and goodbye.